Hi everybody, Scarecrow here. Just wanted to do a quick instructional video for Grayson's family so that they know how to operate this. Being that it's a fan-made prop, it doesn't come with an instruction manual. And it's not that involved, but it definitely is a little more complicated than just changing the batteries and say your remote. But this way you know how to operate it. Luke's also going to show you some things so that you know little tricks and tips on these. So the first thing you need to know is how to power it on. There's a slide switch right here. Just push it forward.
Master Grayson, size matters not.
And when you hear that, it means that the power is going to the soundboard and it's ready to go. This has two buttons on it. The first one is right down here. This turns the blade on and off. It's under this. You can't see it. You just press and the Saber's on. And hold it for about a second and it powers the blade off. When you want to completely cut it off to save the batteries, pull this switch back and that removes all the power to the board. Should save the batteries for a little bit.
Master Grayson, size matters not.
One other thing I'll show you real quick is there's a button up here. If you tap this button, it creates a blaster block effect. If you hold the button, it creates an effect of two lightsabers being locked up or trying to defend yourself against force lightning. And also when the blade is off, if you press and hold this button, you will go into a sound bank selection, which gives the lightsaber different flavors as far as sounds go. Some are a little more aggressive, etc., etc. But you have 12 fonts on here. You just hold that, you'll hear it kick in.
Selection. Kyber, Rubat, Hurricane, Airlam, Lignan, Dantari, Seagill.
Audio player. Youngling.
Night Adagan. Master Grayson, size matters not.
So you just hold the button to activate whichever sound font you want on the Saber, and it'll lock into that, and you'll hear the boot sound again. And you can also just cut the power off with that switch just to make sure that you have the power off on the board. So one of the other things you're going to want to know how to do is change the batteries. So there's two things you're going to have to do for that. One is you're going to want to remove this. It just unscrews. There we are. And the little slide switch that you have for the on and off also needs to be removed. And there we go. Then the entire chassis will slide out. And you'll see the batteries here. And one thing you want to keep in mind when you're changing the batteries on this Saber is make sure that the flat part of the battery is on the spring. You can damage it if you load them the other way, so please be very careful about that. Also, when you put it back in, you want to make sure that this piece here is on. It goes over the switch so that you can slide activate it back and forth, but it will, normally it flies off just on its own. There we go. You'll see this, it just slides right over there. And you just need to make sure that's in there too. You're going to want to line this up with that hole there. And the last thing I'll show you is the blade. See if I can find my screwdriver, and here it is. To put the blade in, you're going to want to remove this black screw here. And this thumb screw here. And this entire section comes out. Please make sure that either this is in it or the blade is in it. These LEDs are very bright and can damage eyes, and that is the last thing that any of us want. So when you want to put the blade in, simply take it, line it up, put the black screw here, put the thumb screw back on, and there you have it. One last thing I did want to mention is when you charge the batteries, please just use this. Considering this is a spring-loaded battery bay, I don't trust the connections for charging, so I would highly suggest just use these. I'm going to send 8 batteries with this. You get an average of probably 15 to 20 minutes per set, so I'm sending a total of 8. That's 4 sets. You should get somewhere around an hour of runtime. Also, you have a few extra pieces. These are it's an extra thumb screw and the on-off switch. So please try to hold on to them, but know that if one does get lost somewhere, that you do have a backup. And one thing I did want to show you too is these blue batteries were very hard for me to find. I had to order them from China. If you want, you can get these Ultrafire 15270s. These are 3 volt and they'll work as well. They're very easy to find, which is why I was saying you can get a set of 4 and a charger for somewhere around $10. If I had more time, I'd order another one for you just so you have extra batteries on hand, but the 8 that you're getting should pretty much keep you covered for a little while. So I think that's everything. Feel free to contact me anytime if you have any questions about this. If you need anything, if anything just seems off, let me know, and I will do everything in my power to help you out, make sure that it runs for a lifetime. So I certainly hope that Master Grayson enjoys this Saber as much as I did building it, and as much as all of us at the IRA enjoyed giving it to him. So thanks so much for watching. Take